Yeah, everyone's good. Everyone will be on the pitch this morning. Recovered well from last Friday's game. So one more training session to go, and then we're ready for tomorrow.
Having had a couple of days to reflect on it, how do you look back at Friday night?
Yeah, yes, we've spoken about it. I think it was a very tough game, as I said, Friday. I think Sweden tactically challenged us. We were struggling a little bit in possession and out of possession. When we did get momentum, I think we had some good moments. So the moment before we scored the 1-0, I think we already got some momentum, kept the ball better, and we came out of their first press. And of course, when we conceded the goal, there were some moments that we definitely could have done better. And I think at the end of the game, we got more pressure on them and hoped to score, of course, that goal. Also brought in some other players which I think had a good impact on the game, and that shows that as a team, we are strong. Taking that tomorrow, it's going to be a different game with a very different opponent. So we'll do some different things.
After the Leicester who said the team needs to demand higher standards, do you think the same thing?
What did you say?
After the game, Leicester who said as a team, the players need to demand higher standards of each other. Is that what you think as well?
No, well, I think at some moments we demand higher standards. That's basically what we want. I think in some moments it was also caused by our opponents, by Sweden, who challenged us, and then it was more about our decision making, and then it becomes a little bit easier too. But being tighter on the ball at moments, giving the ball away easy, that's what we really absolutely want to do better.
Leah, good to see you. It's been a while since we've been able to play for England. What's the last year been like for you? What kind of things spectators did you make?
I think who I am on the pitch, who you've always seen on the pitch, is exactly what I was off the pitch. I don't think I was a calming presence for anyone during the World Cup, especially. But I've enjoyed watching the girls. I've enjoyed being a part of that journey in a different way. You know, obviously, I've got people that play for the team that are very important to me. But it's been a difficult journey. But this is I'd be lying if I said this wasn't the thing that I'd sort of have my focus on. This is where I wanted to get back to. I wanted to be good enough to get back into this squad. To had some of the best memories of my life as part of this team. So, yeah.
Will it be emotional stepping out tomorrow night?
Yeah, it will be. It was emotional on Friday for me. I'm an emotional person. We've all seen me cry on many occasions. But yeah, it was emotional Friday even because, like I said, this is if there's a team that you want to be in the world, I think the Lionesses would be up there. And I love playing for England.
The Republic of Ireland's a team in relatively well through some of their players, so that should probably sweep as well. But how do you see tomorrow night's game playing out? Where are those key battles going?
I think obviously Ireland, I'm expecting them to be really disciplined in the way that they defend. Saw a 1-0 result against France. So I think it's going to be a test for us to move the ball and move them, and I see the battles. Who knows? Obviously they've got key players. They've got key players up top, but also obviously a strong defensive line as well. That I know all those girls really well, so it's gonna be a good one.
Katie McKay spoke to the media this morning. She said that she's no contact with Arsenal players. Has she been blanking you?
No, there's been no contact. She's right. That's a fair comment. I think, she would know that there's no communication this week. That's not necessary. Thank you.
Thanks, Joe. We'll go to Tom first. There's no mic.
Oh,
no.
Okay, right, sorry. Good stuff. Nice to see you both. Sarina, quite a few teams seem to have tried to stop Kira Walsh dominating the game in kind of the last year or so. And I'm wondering, I know Sweden head coach mentioned that too, so I'm wondering kind of how, going forward, how can you look to kind of tackle that, and what might the solutions be to try and, when people do, multiple players marking Kira, how can you get around that?
Yeah, of course, you don't want to be dependent on one player, and that's exactly what you say. She's been marked very well in different games, and moving forward too. So we expect that too, and we try to find solutions against Sweden. Sometimes that works, sometimes we struggled a little bit with that. And tomorrow again, when that happens, we'll find a way. Of course, then at the moment you can't play her, but we have 10 other players on the pitch who can receive the ball. Well, we don't want to play it back, so say 9 players. And to get what you want to do is play forward, get behind the defense, and of course create chances, score goals. And there are different ways to do that. And yes, Kira is an important player to get on the ball and pass, but there are more players that can pass the ball. So yeah, we'll see tomorrow how we're going to solve that.
And could you just speak a bit about how difficult you're expecting our Republic of Ireland to be? I know a lot's been written about the group being really tough, maybe because of England, Sweden and France, but Ireland got the World Cup as well. I'm wondering, are people underestimating how good they are in this group?
Yeah, I think of course they're promoted to this group, and I think they don't ever underestimate anyone, and especially not Ireland. They've had a 1-0 result against France. I think that was really good. What we expect that they will be really. They are a physical team. They're very well organized, and also they can play the counter-attack. And of course, they're going to try to take that opportunity. And moments that they probably will jump and press out. So we have to be aware of that. And we're definitely going to think that's hard to break down their defense.
Thank you. And Leah, please can I ask you one question as well? In that year since you last played for the team, what have been the biggest things you've noticed that England have improved on? And also how nice is it to see so many younger faces that have come through over the last 12 months?
Yeah, I've loved getting to know the girls that I obviously haven't played with before. The environment is still a nice one to be in, which is great news coming back in. But I think in the last year, I think we weren't lucky. We worked hard for it, but I think the 21, 22 things really went our way, and we played such high level stuff, and it felt like everything we always say about the Euros, everything sort of the touch was golden. I think went to the World Cup and so many different challenges, different teams. The World Cup is just a bit of a crazy environment, and found a way to win every time. So I think you've seen different sides of England over the last couple of years, and a team that shows they can be competitive against anyone. And when we're at our game, then I think we're impressive to watch. So yeah, I think that's what the difference that I've seen coming back in. But the competitiveness and the want to be better within the squad is still the same.
Thank you.
Thanks, Tom. We can ask the photographers in the room to now pause on photography. That'd be appreciated. We'll take a question from Emma at the BBC. Thank you.
Hi, Dave. Sarina, do you think this is a must-win game? I know you said obviously don't underestimate the Ireland, but clearly based on the world rankings and obviously the other tough opposition in the group, is this a game that you can really comfortable not to win?
Well, I don't want to really talk about must. We really want to win this game, and if we win this game, it puts us in a better position. And we know this group. I think it's hard to predict where it goes to. So you just go out there from every next game and try to win it and play your best game. And that's what we're going to do tomorrow. And yes, we know if the result is good, it puts us in a better position. If the result is not good, then it puts us in a harder position. But then still, there are 4 opportunities to change that around.
Yeah, obviously you said Leah's going to play tomorrow, which is fantastic news. I think everyone's excited about that. What extra strengths will she give you both on the ball and off the ball?
Yeah, well, of course, Leah is an intelligent player. Well, first of all, I want to say that we have hard choices to make in the team, because I think the competitiveness, just what Leah said too, is really high, and we have many options in different positions. I think what Leah brings is of course, vision. In possession, she's just very bright and finds the right pass, and the flexibility, the defense. Being able to defend the space behind her together with everyone else, because defending doesn't just start with one player, it starts with the team. But that's what I hope Leah will bring to the team tomorrow. Will bring that to the team tomorrow.
Yeah, just a quick one for Leah, simple question really. How do you stop Katie McCabe?
Well, if she doesn't have the ball, she can't do anything. That's a good start,
Yeah,
right?
I was hoping for that answer.
Thank you.
Thanks, Emma. We'll go to Kit.
Hi, Leah. Nice to see you. Leah, I just wanted to pick up what you said about the fact you wanted to calm in presence as a watcher at the past year. Could you just maybe expand on that a little bit, kind of bouncing around the room, or what were you doing?
Being at the World Cup final and sitting next to Jill Scott was one of the worst decisions I've ever made in my entire life. Not being at the World Cup final, just sitting next to Jill. But yeah, I don't know, I just live and breathe it. I love playing for England, but I also love watching England. So yeah, I was not a calming presence, as I'm probably known for on the pitch, not on the sidelines.
And how was specifically last Friday? It wasn't the first England game you missed over last year, but was it kind of the first one where you'd been on the bench and almost been so close to getting on the pitch? How was that kind of specific experience?
I think being in a team this good, like it's I don't know, I felt like it was the next stage in my recovery, my journey back to playing again, and I don't know, I love being around the team. I love the processes that we have, and being that level of support on the day. That was my role, and I just wanted to do it as best I could.
Do you think it was almost kind of like a compliment to the squad as a whole? Because I think kind of a lot of us expect you to just kind of go straight back into the team, kind of just like anyone else, but just earn your spot essentially.
The level in this team is so high, and the way that, especially within my unit, I think the options and the versatility of the whole unit is a great thing to have for England, but the level of performance is so high, and I think, yeah, coming back in, I've known that there's pressure to reach a certain level, and I've been chasing that the whole time. I've had my head down, so yeah, no, I was, like I say, it was my role on Friday, and I hope I did my role well, but I enjoyed it the same.
And can I just ask one kind of about the occasion tomorrow? Obviously, Ireland being Ireland being this kind of like a derby of sorts, I guess you can say. It's just, how does that kind of wider meaning as an English woman impact your mindset going into that game?
I think whenever I've played for England, and we've had so many different games against different opposition, I think being a successful team puts a target on your back regardless. So we often meet teams that really, really want to beat us, but I always trust that we want to beat them more from a footballing perspective. And I think it's going to be a great occasion. I'm so happy that the game's at this stadium. This many people coming to watch women's football, I think it's a huge respect to what Ireland have done over the last couple of years as well, and we're going to enjoy that.
And it's just pretty Sarina, how was Leah as a watcher on Friday night?
I didn't watch her all the time. I had my eyes on the pitch. I think she did okay. She did good, yeah. But didn't get any comments on it.
Thanks, Kit. We'll go to Katie.
Sarina, Leah, good to see you both. Sarina, first of all, Alessia Russo scored a great goal in the third match against Sweden. She's playing really well for Arsenal. But what she added to her game recently?
Yeah, well, we worked a lot on her positioning in the build. That's what she does at Arsenal too, so that's similar. But also when the ball comes across, where does she position first and tend to come in. That's why I was so happy with this goal for her, because she positioned herself so well. And then the cross was, of course, very good too, and what happened before. Yeah, we talk a lot about overseeing the picture, scanning really well, and then making the right decision. When is the target? When is she running away? These things, what you do with centre forward, and specifically to her. I think she's just in a good place.
How much more is there to come from her?
She can answer that question. I think, we always want to go quick, and young players that want to, that they improve, like right now. But players need time. We see that with several players. They need time to develop. It goes like this, and then a little bit down, and then upwards again. And some go a little bit quicker, a little bit slower. Some go really quick and then slow down a little bit. We just talk about football all the time and try to help in development when they're here. But also that happens at club, of course. But I think there's a lot more to come, to answer your question.
And Leah, great to see you back. One question. What quality do England need if they're going to try and beat Ghana tonight?
I think if we play our game on the ball and we play it well enough, we move the ball well enough, we're tidy, then I think that brings out the best in us.
Thanks, Katie. We'll go to Catherine.
Leah, you obviously called up the squad in February and then had to withdraw for injury. I'm just wondering kind of whether that extra delay is kind of all that make tomorrow night even more special, given that you kind of were so close to playing again and then had to play again.
Yeah, I think everything happens for a reason. I have to. So this is obviously the path I was meant to be on. And February would have been lovely to return to the squad, but I'm not complaining now.
Thanks, Catherine. If there are no questions, we'll call it a day there. Thanks, others. Oh, there are two there. I do apologise. Yep.
No, sorry, just Leah, can you tell us a little bit about what Katie has done for Arsenal and the impact she's had?
Yeah, I think Katie's she's a big personality. She's always been somebody that's very proud of where she comes from, and has been authentic in that with the fans. So I think a lot of people connect to her in that way, and I think she knows her strengths, and she has those strengths that can be game changing as well, which I think has raised the profile of the game, her game, and subsequently Arsenal. So yeah, she's been an important player for us over the last couple of years.
Yeah.
Hi, Sarina.
Hi.
What impressed you about Ireland's game against France on Friday?
Yeah, well, I mentioned that already. I think it's very compact, very physical, very well organized and disciplined, and dangerous in the counter-attack too. And if they do get some space, of course, they can come out and keep the ball and try and create chances. So looks like a very strong team together too. So yes, they've had quite a journey, of course, making the World Cup, then doing well in the Nations League, now being here. So yeah, I think it's a team, it's togetherness, and they have a strict plan and can play very physical too.
Thank you. We'll take a final question at the back.
Sarina, have you had any further discussions with Arsenal with regards to the end of season friendly in Australia?
I've heard there's plans to go, but this is not the moment to talk about that. We have a game tomorrow, and we just want to prepare for Ireland.
Okay. Thanks ever so much. We'll see you tomorrow. Thank you.
What's the stuff? What's the stuff? Thanks.